Welcome to the Master Cars Pro channel. Today we will talk about the problems and weaknesses of this wonderful car. We are starting with the power units as usual. The choice of buyer's Toyota Corolla Auris E180 was offered 3 petrol atmospherics, 1.33 1AR FE 99 HP, 1.6 1ZR FE FAE 122-132 HP and 1.8 2ZR FAE 140 HP and diesel 1.4 1ND TV 90 HP. For Toyota Auris 2 were additionally available diesel engines of 1.6 and 47 120 HP and 2.0 180 FTV 124 HP of hybrid consisting of a 1.8-liter gasoline unit and an electric motor. All engines as well as their sources are well known to fans of the brand and service people from the previous generation of cars. The stock engine is most often bothered by a bad cold start and progressive oil burning, which is caused by the formation of carbon deposits of the pistons and the occurrence of rings. It is worth noting that the elimination of the disease is most expensive than on other internal combustion engines, because here the pistons cannot be changed separately from the connected rods. For prevention, it is recommended to carry out the process of the cooking every 50-60,000 kilometers. From other troubles, you need to allocate a small resource of individual ignition coils, pumps, and noise of VVT coupling robots. With proper maintenance, the life of the 1NR FE engine will be about 300,000 kilometers. The 1.6 engine is considered one of the most successful in the line. Among the disadvantages, we can distinguish the tendency of the throttle assembly and take manifolds to form carbon deposits. It is manifested by the unstable operation of the internal combustion engine. The cooling pump, timing chain, hydraulic compressors, and valve cover gasket make themselves felt early enough. Not without typical Toyota source, such as the noise of the VVT-I and regular failures of the valve metric, which are accompanied by errors and reduced dynamics. For cars with mileage under 200,000 kilometers of McLear, it appears that the increase of mileage will progress. The problem is often solved by switching to a more viscous lubricant or replacement the oil and removing cups. The 1.8 2ZR FAE engine is structurally not much different from the 1.6, respectively, and the weak points are the same here. In a hybrid installation, in addition to the elements inherent of the internal combustion engine, other breakdowns are not observed. In older copies, you need to check the remaining capacity of the batteries, the declared reserves of 350,000 kilometers, since their replacement is expensive. Some companies offer services to restore the energy storage device, but how long it will last after such repairs is unknown. To extend the life of the battery, it is strongly recommended to conduct an annual inspection and cleaning of the air intake of the battery coolant fan. Diesel 1.4 180 TV is famous for its good appear, oil appetite, and modest turbine life, contributing to the increased oil consumption of the crankcase gas ventilation system, which contaminated the grease begins to enter the inlet and ooze out of the oil seals. In rare cases, oil oozes out of the ejection of the head and block. Glow plugs can also cause a lot of problems. They serve for a long time, but it is not easy to replace them. They are frequent and break off the first opportunity. If the engine does not start well on cold and starts after warming out, first of all, it is necessary to check the serviceability of the internal combustion engine control unit. Otherwise, it is a reliable unit which with proper maintenance and the use of high-quality fuel can do without significant repairs up to 500,000 kilometers. The 1.6 engine has a German roots. It is a representative of the BMW's and 47 series engines. On this model, it is not often found, but is for the best since the maintenance of the unit is unresponsibility expensive. Of the main ailments, I know the small reserves of a time machine 100–150,000 kilometers. About the same amount is enough fuel equipment and a crankshaft damper, but all this is nothing compared to the consequences of overheating, which when releasing a car usually prefer not to spread. It leads to cracks between the cylinders, and older spacements. An unpleasant surprise can also be present by vortex dampers in the intake manifolds. When carbon deposits accumulate, they jam. The 2-liter diesel 180 FTF, in addition to the typical problems for diesel, ICE is prone to burn out of washers under the injections and oil burning. Among other troubles, the short service life of the cylinder head gasket, the tendency of the erosion of the linen surfaces, unreliability of the turbine geometry, and souring of the injectors so that seats are loosened. The declosed reserves of the internal combustion engine is 250,000 kilometers, when in practice the piston engine can withstand about 350,000 kilometers. The list of available transmissions consists of a 5-speed manual and a V-belt variator Aisin K311 after the 2015 K313. Complaints about the reliability of the manual transmission are minimal. The list of weak points includes the clutch, which with the aggressive manner of driving does not stand up to 100,000 kilometers. The other joints, the oil seals of the drivers. Among the problematic ones are the clutch pedal cracks and the service frost freezes. Some owners note the presence of difficulties with turning at the third gear. Fortunately, this problem is not a mass one. The CVT is also endowed with a good margin of safety. However, like other transmissions of this type, it is extremely sensitive to the quality of purely the transmission field. With a rare oil change, where products accumulate in the box, which clogs the solenoids and accelerates the wear of the Teflon rings, which leads to the decrease of the lubrication process, damage to the clutches and steel discs. In addition, dirty oil significantly reduces the service life of the primary and secondary crankshaft bearings. It should also be noted the tendency of the variator to overheat during sleeps or long traffic jams, which leads to early failure of seats or friction discs. The chassis is reliable and, except for some parts, can go without repair for a long time. Among the parts that are handled over first, the stabilizer consumables are traditionally loosened. They serve 40–70,000 kilometers. The support bearings of shock absorbers can also make themselves felt early enough. They begin to crack after 70,000 kilometers of mileage. The remaining suspension parts, depending on their operating conditions, serve 120–180,000 kilometers. In the rare suspension, after 100,000 kilometers, shock absorbers need to be replaced, and closer to 250,000 kilometers, it is recommended to replace the silent blocks of the beam. The rail here is quite reliable and, in most cases, makes itself felt after 150,000 kilometers of mileage. But the power steering may require attention earlier. Most often, the failure of the amplifier is caused by a leak of grease, which loses its viscosity in the heat and seeps through the body seals. The braking system is also reliable. The only thing that can spoil the nerves of the owner is the brackets of the calipers, which begin to rattle after slight wear of the pads. To solve the problem requires the installation of upgraded bracelets, but domestic monitoring often modify the parts themselves. The paintwork, like most modern cars, is thin and soft, which is why it is prone to the formation of grips and small scratches. Most damage is caused to the angle of the hood and roof, seals, wheel arches, and fenders. To protect yourself from possible troubles, you need to glue protective film to the problem areas. This generation is not happy with the corrosion resistance of the body. The interior looks good, but the quality of finish in some interior elements leaves much to be desired. So, for example, the rim of the steering wheel and the upholstery of the side walls of the driver's seats already look tired by 100,000 kilometers. Plastic parts and bottoms for controlling salon equipment quickly become overgrown with scuffs. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that will help viewers when choosing a car. I am done. Thank you all very much for your attention. I'm very grateful to you if you subscribe to this channel. See you soon.